Good morning, students. We will learn new stuff today. Are you ready? Great. So I, Sir Christian, will help you as you go along with your journey to the world of Western classical theater, plays, and operas. Our topic for this morning is all about elements of arts as applied to Western classical theater and operas. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to define what makes selected Western classical plays and operas unique through visual representation. Number 2. Designs the visual elements and components of the selected Western classical theater play and opera through costumes, props, and etc. Number 3. Analyzes the uniqueness of each group's performance of each selected Western classical theater play and operas. Before we formally start our class, let's have first an activity. From the given word bank, identify the different elements based on their classification in theater arts. You're going to classify them as number 1. Elements of artistic expression. Number 2. Basic elements and principles of musical play or theater. Number 3. Tools of an actor or actress. So, here is the word bank. I will give you 1 minute to classify each word as elements of artistic expression, basic elements and principles of musical play or theater, tools of an actor or actress. Your 1 minute is over. Let's reveal the answer. These are the words under the elements of artistic expression. 1. Music. 2. Plot. 3. Sound. 4. Character. 5. Theme. 6. Dialogue. The words under basic elements and principle of musical play or theater. Number 1. Space. Number 2. Shape. 3. Color. 4. Line. 5. Texture. 6. Rhythm. And the words under the tools of an actor or actress. Number 1. Voice. Number 2. Body. Number 3. Emotion. Number 4 is movement. Since we're done with our activity, let's formally start our lesson. Today, we will be discussing Western classical plays and operas. The different periods, Western classical arts have shown a variety of theater plays and operas that introduce to us many influential playwrights who are experts in their respective genres. Romeo and Juliet, for example, is only one among the many works of the renowned Sir William Shakespeare. There are even movies and adaptations that were created and were inspired based on Romeo and Juliet. Western classical plays and operas have indeed left and influenced the world as they deliver the history and culture of the Western countries through arts. Here are the examples of plays that represents the Greek, Renaissance, and Romantic theater. Let's start with Greek theater. In Greek theater, Sophocles was among the great playwrights of Greek tragedy. Aeschylus and Euripides were his known contemporaries. Sophocles created 123 plays, but only 7 had emerged in the complete form, and the most famous was Oedipus the King. Below are the titles of his known play. The first one is Ajax, Antigone, the woman of Trachis, Oedipus the King, Electra, Philoctetes, and Oedipus at Colonus. So, here is the famous play of Sophocles. The Oedipus Rex, or Oedipus the King. So, here are the theatrical elements of Oedipus Rex. Genre: tragedy. The play is composed of at least 1 to 3 characters per play only. Hence, portrayal of other characters is necessary. The chorus has 12 members wearing identical masks that expresses their likeness in terms of mind and opinion. Gestures and movements. Facial expression is not necessary because the actors are always seen with their masks on. The music. The chorus can be heard at the beginning of the play to narrate a given situation of the play. Choruses lament on terrible events that happen in the play. Masks. Masks give a dramatic impact of events in the play. Mask shows a unique changes of the characters. Mask allows audience to focus on the character rather than looking at their physical attributes of the actor. So here are the masks of the characters. The mask of Oedipus. The mask of Creon, Oedipus' brother-in-law. Antigone and Ismene. And now, here are the costumes. The costumes are loose floor-length poncho with plaited shoulder for men and draped robes for women. Staging. The facade of the Parthenon, it has the design of Ionic order columns with cornice and moldings on the top and elevated by a 5-step risers at the center and has a platform in front of the near audience. Next, let's have the Renaissance theater. Renaissance theater. William Shakespeare was born on April 26, 1564. He died on April 23, 1616. He was born and was brought up in Stratford upon Avon. He was only 18 when he married Anne Hathaway, with whom he had 3 children, Susanna and twins, Hamnet and Judith. He was an English poet and playwright, famously known as the greatest writer in English language. He was also known as the world's preeminent dramatist, known for his unparalleled talent. He was branded as Bard of Avon. In his lifetime, he was able to write 38 plays, 154 novels, and 2 long narrative poems. Shakespeare's early plays were mostly histories written in early 1950s. Shakespeare also wrote several comedies during his early period. Here are the examples: A Midsummer Night's Dream, Merchant of Venice, Much Ado About Nothing, As You Like It, Twelfth Night, Titus Andronicus, The Comedy of Errors, The Taming of Shrew, and the Two Gentlemen of Verona. So, this is one of the famous work of William Shakespeare, the Romeo and Juliet. Here are the theatrical elements for William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Genre: tragedy. Props. Props may vary according to needs of each scene. Costumes. The costumes are based on the style and design of dresses worn during the Renaissance period. Staging. Here are the staging of Romeo and Juliet. The stage itself was divided into 3 levels. The first one is the main stage area. It has a back doors and had a curtain area used for discovery scenes. Number 2, upper canopied area, an area called as heaven and is used for balcony scenes. And the last one, under the stage area, an area referred as hell, which could be accessed through a trapdoor in the stage. Theatrical plays during the Renaissance period took place during the daytime. The open-plan theater allowed the use of natural light. Hence, there was no dramatic lighting and no art direction that happened. The audience solely relied on the actors' lines, dialogue, movement, and stage directions to describe the time of the day, the year, the location, the mood, and the weather of each scene. There was no curtain that fell in front of the stage for every scene transition, which means that scenes had to flow continuously and harmoniously. Dead bodies included in the scene, for example, had to be dragged on and off the stage. Today, with the advent of the new media technology, theatrical performances have become more creative, thus making them appear very realistic. This, among many other reasons, create a greater impact and satisfaction not only to the audience but to the performers as well. And now, let's discuss romantic theater. Romantic theater. Georges Bizet was born on October 25, 1838 in Paris, France. Georges Bizet's legal name was Alexander Cesar Leopold Bizet, but was baptized as Georges Bizet, a name he became known. He was only 10 years old when he entered Paris Conservatory of Music. Georges Bizet's first symphony was a symphony in C major. It appeared that Bizet completely forgot about it until 1935, when in the archives of the Conservatory Library the piece was discovered. When it was first performed, it was immediately hailed as a junior masterwork and became one of the great performances during the Romantic period. It was an impressive work of a 17-year-old boy. Bizet made a name as a French composer and pianist of the Romantic era. He was famously known for his opera Carmen. Here is his famous opera entitled Carmen. Theatrical elements of Carmen. Genre: opera comic, with musical numbers separated by dialogue. Brief history. Carmen is one among the best Western operas of all time. It was first performed in Paris in France on March 3, 1875. The opera is composed of 4 acts, with music written by the French composer Georges Bizet, Henri Melka, and Ludovic Halevin wrote the libretto part. Carmen's plot was based on a novel of the same name by Prosper Mérimée. Music: Toreador Song and Habanera. Staging: the story is set in Seville, Spain, and the surrounding hills in 1820. The opera tells the story of the downfall of Don Jose, a naive soldier who was captured by the charms of the flaming and independent gypsy Carmen. No man could resist Carmen's charms. The opera is fascinating drama of love and jealousy, filled with famously alluring melodies and captivating dancing. The story has been the subject of many screen and stage adaptations. Now we're done with our lesson. Let's have an activity. Complete the table by filling in the correct information of the following: the playwright or composer, title of the opera, period of the play or opera, and the genre. Write your answer in your notebook. I will give the answer on our next video. To summarize our lesson, appreciating arts during the Western classical periods evolves around the existence of the world-known plays and operas that flourished during the time. Each play and opera has become a representative work of art in the field of theater arts. Ancient theater is represented by the famous Greek playwright Sophocles, who made Oedipus Rex. The Renaissance period has become known because of William Shakespeare, who created Romeo and Juliet. Lastly, the Romantic period is well represented by the work of George Bizet with his famous work, Carmen. Elements and principles of musical play or theater: color, texture, line, rhythm, space, and shape. Elements of artistic expression: music, plot, sound, character, theme, dialogue. Tools of an actor or actress: voice, body, emotion, and movement. Visual representation: costumes, masks or makeup, stage design, props, accessories. That's it. We're done with our lesson. Congratulations, you have learned something new today. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching.